And then raising your face back up to the center, and then turning your face up towards the ceiling. And then coming back into the center, and then chin to chest, and then face to sky. Just doing that a couple more times. This is always good preparation. It's kind of unrealistic to really expect that you can sit down and just sort of like drop into that state of meditation immediately. There's always going to be a little bit of prep work to do beforehand. Just bring the head to stillness, and now dropping your right ear over towards your right shoulder to stretch down the side of the neck. And then maybe just dropping your right hand, and then perhaps taking the left hand and just rest it on the side of the head. And it's not a tug of the head, it's just resting. And then bring your head up to the center, slowly, and then slowly drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And this is a really nice stretch to do. This is a good desk stretch here. So then dropping your left hand to the floor, taking your right hand up, and just resting it. And just hold it there and taking some deep breaths. And then come back to the center. And then very gently taking your left hand over to your right thigh, and just take your other hand behind you. Just guide yourself into a gentle seated rotation. Nothing too strenuous. Relaxing the shoulders. It's just a kind of opening of the body. And taking some deep breaths. And then slowly come back to the center, and then we'll take it over to the other side. So right hand, left thigh, left hand behind you, coming around, softening through your shoulders. And then gently come back to the center. And then just join your hands at the center of your chest here. So lightly palms touching. And take an inhale to raise the hands up. Now interlace your hands and push your hands up towards the ceiling. So stretch it out down the sides of the body. And then take a breath in to grow another inch. And then exhale, lower your hands down to chest height here. Take an inhale here. And exhale, turn the palms over. Drop the chin to the chest. And then just draw the hands in. And then inhale, take the hands up. Exhale, settle. Inhale, grow another inch. And exhale, lower down to chest height with your arms. Inhale here. Exhale, turn your palms over and then rounding forwards. Good, let's just do that one more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Inhale, another inch, grow, ground through your hips. And then exhale, lower and down. Inhale, plug the shoulders in. And then exhale, turn the hands over and round through. Good. And then just joining and interlacing your hands and just kind of like just curling through your hands here. Just a nice kind of like figure eight little movement of the wrist. Good. And then from here, we're going to take your right hand out to the side and then inhale, lifting up your left arm, just coming into a side stretch. And bend over. And inhale, coming up. And then exhale, let's take this over to the other side. So hand to the side, lift up and stretch over. And then slowly coming on up. And then just roll your shoulders here. So just taking a roll through your shoulders. Sometimes it's nice just to Put your hands on your shoulders and use your elbows to draw circles, and then coming back in the other direction. And then just come to stillness here. And then from here, so let's think about the legs now. So just sitting however you feel comfortable to sit, and support yourself with your hands. So just release a foot, and we're just going to circle through an ankle. Just circling your foot, and then go back in the other direction. And then flex and point. And then maybe drawing your knee into your chest, and then just moving through your hip. So you can hold the knee like this, or what you can do is you can kind of like hold your foot and your knee, kind of make a little leg baby. Just gently moving through the hips, nothing too exotic or stretching. And then just gently put the leg down. Then we're going to do the same again on the other side. So just drawing the knee in somehow, just enough so that you can move the foot. So you really, you know, it doesn't have to be like a great big massive tug into the chest, just enough so that you can free up the foot to be able to move through the ankle, flex and point. And just, you know, getting some movement. And then maybe just circling through the hip. It could be that you just hold like this, or you can take the foot and kind of like rock your little leg baby. Good. And then coming to sit in stillness. And then just beginning to focus on your breath. So finding a seat that works for you. So I am sitting, I've got a bolster, but equally you could use a couple of cushions, or you might prefer something flatter. So if you want to sit cross-legged, you can, and that doesn't suit everybody. So what you can do with your, maybe a blanket, you can kind of roll your blanket up, and you can kind of pad around your ankles. See if I could just turn the camera down so that you can see there. So can you see, like I've kind of like wrapped around my ankles, or you can pad under your knees with cushions. You can get cushions and pillows, and that's pretty nice there because I've kind of got some support. You can kneel. I'm just going to show you, you know, you can kneel, but again, that's not for everybody. Then you can get your blanket or some cushions and pad underneath your ankles. Like that. So that's quite nice. It just takes a bit of pressure off the top of the feet. Or you can be quite high up on something. So as I said, I've got my bolster, but equally you can use pillows. Firm pillows are best. So this is a favourite of mine. Is to actually be kneeling on something here. And again, you might need something under your feet. So we're not going to be sitting for too long, but I'm going to break it down into two parts. So the first part that we're going to do today, once you've found your seat, and of course if you want to sit in a chair, you can sit in a chair and just be comfortable. If you are sitting in a chair, make sure that it's one with a nice firm back, that you're kind of not slumped back in. So just choosing your seat. And arms, wherever they feel comfortable. So often you see pictures of people meditating and they've got their hands on their lap and they've got a mudra going here, like thumb and middle finger. But you don't have to, you can just sit with a relaxed hand. Palms up if you feel like you need to take on some energy, or if you feel like, you know, your mind is busy and you're kind of a bit jittery and need a bit of calm, you can take the palms down, or you can just rest them in your lap. But sometimes, you know, your elbows feel a little bit like it tends to tense the shoulders, so you can take something like a cushion and have that. This is what I like to do sometimes, is just have something, a cushion on my lap, and I can rest my hands there like so. And that way my elbows feel at a nice angle, and my shoulders, there's no tension in my shoulders. My shoulders aren't either up or they're not kind of like feeling like they're being weighed down. So that's a nice thing to do sometimes as well. But the next thing that we're going to do, once you've found that you're comfortable, is decide for yourselves whether you want to have your eyes closed or open for this first part. So we're going to go through just a little breath practice called coherent breathing. And there's been a lot of studies on this that have found that this rate and interval of breathing really helps to calm the nervous system. So it stimulates something that's known as vagal tone, which helps to set the parasympathetic nervous system into action. And that's our rest and digest nervous system, the one that keeps us calm. It's like the counter to the fight or flight, which, you know, things being as they are at the moment, we are in a heightened state of sympathetic nervous system activity. So to bring that down, the best, most effective way of doing that is to slow down your breath. So we're just going to do 3 minutes, and I have a little timer, and I'll send you the details of how I set mine up. So I use an app on my phone. So if ever you see me in class looking on my phone, I'm not texting or anything like that. I'm just setting my little app up here. So I'm going to do that now. So decide whether you want to close your eyes, and I'll start us off. And however you want to breathe, it might be through your nose or your mouth, or a combination of the two, that doesn't matter. So let's just start off here with an inhale. So inhaling gently, nice and long, and then exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And this, following the markers as best you can. And just allowing your breath to come and go within those markers. Bringing a feeling of calm and a feeling of ease. And just notice the parts of your body that move as you breathe. Softening through your jaw. Just a few more breaths. And then just letting go of that pattern, but then hopefully sinking into that easy rhythm. You're finding that that's now a rhythm that you can maintain. So that's coherent breath. So maybe when we go through the next part of our meditation, and if you want to open your eyes now and just turn your head from side to side, and just maybe kind of like noticing how your mind feels now, whether you feel quieter, whether it's less chattery. Hopefully you'll be now enjoying a feeling of a little bit more ease here. So just, now is the time. If you feel that you need to take any form of movement, then you can do that now. So if you need to change seating position, if something feels like it's a little awkward or uncomfortable, you can do that. And then as we go through our next meditation, so it's kind of like a journey around the senses that we're going to be doing next. So if you feel that, something is about to go to sleep and drop off, then do move. Don't kind of like tough it out. But I would say that maybe just sit with it for a couple of breaths and see if that sensation passes. It might do, it might not. But I don't want anybody to be sitting there thinking that this is a world of pain and discomfort. But just before we go into our next part here, I just want to read you this little passage from a very much loved book that I have here called Spitting Out the Bones. And it's a Zen master's 45-year journey. It's his journey sort of like from him. He was like although he's a Zen master, he actually was like a normal person, busy person that kind of went on a bit of a journey, a self-discovery, as most of us do. And there's this passage really towards the end of the book, it's about like when you get to the apex, so to speak, when you actually kind of like, when you start getting things, as probably like most of us do, when we get to a certain age, everything sort of like you realize what's important, what's not so important. But this bit here is like resting in non-thinking. And it says, I'll just briefly read this. Most of us only know the world of thinking. We believe that thinking and what we can think is the only reality. And in fact, it is reality, and it's not true. Which is why it's so important for us to begin to question everything we believe. There is another reality, an absolute reality, which lies hidden from us and holds a treasure that's more precious than all the gold in the world. It's immediately accessible to us, but not to our thinking mind. We need to learn to rest in non-thinking. That's not to say that we need to stop thinking. That would be rather like telling a child to stop fidgeting. The more we say so, the more he fidgets. And being told to stop thinking only causes us to think more. We need to learn the art of non-thinking, sitting down comfortably and allowing our thinking mind to do what it naturally wants and is meant to do, and that is to think. When we give our thinking mind permission to think freely, it gently quietens down on its own. So there we go. So this idea of meditation being this kind of like not thinking, forced not thinking, maybe is not workable. So if we just, sit quietly, stare into space, gaze at something, then maybe the mind will quieten down by itself. So that being said, we are going to now sit comfortably for the main part of our meditation, which is around the 5 senses. So I'm going to guide you around each of your 5 senses, and we'll spend some time on each of them. And then right at the very end, we'll spend some time just to focus on our breath. So are you all sitting comfortably?
Yes.
Okay, so this first part, I'd like you to keep your eyes open, but kind of like not not really dancing around too much, but so just relax your shoulders and maybe take 2 or 3 deep breaths just to make this space for you, making like this container. And then the first thing that we're going to focus on is our seeing, sight. So with your eyes open for the first part, I'd like you to focus on 5 things that you can see. So maybe look around the space that you're in, and one by one, look and find 5 things that just draw your eye to them. Maybe noticing the colours, maybe the texture, and their position in your space. Are they high? Are they near? Are they far? Those colours, are they bright, vibrant, or are they a little bit more muted? The texture, the shape, are they smooth? Are they kind of a different sort of texture? Are they rough or jagged? Just one by one, find 5 things. And just taking in what you can see. This soft, spend as long as you like just finding something that interests you about those 5 things that you can see. And they might invoke a memory or a feeling for you. So just sit with whatever arises and just let it pass, or let it just meander its way through your mind without becoming too distracted. What does that thing mean to you? Does it make you happy? Does it make you feel safe? Perhaps it might trigger one particular word to you that might remind you of a person. And then just take a final little tour around your 5 things that you picked out. Now I invite you to close your eyes. And we're going to move on to the sense of hearing. So picking 4 things, identify 4 things that you can hear. They might be external sounds outside of the container that you're in, the room that you're in. It might be birds singing, maybe the sound of a car going by and chatting in the background. And they might be kind of like immediate, in your immediate space, like a buzzing of a fridge or a person moving around. And some other device just whirring away. Just 4 things that you can hear. What does that sound like? Is it soft? Is it quiet? Is it soothing? The sounds could be from your own internal landscape. So they might be coming from your own body. Maybe, might be as you're near breakfast, it might be your tummy tummy sounds. Might be sounds coming from your own ears, slight soft noise in your ears. So journey around those 4 things that you can hear. Becoming aware of this sense of hearing. Now moving on to the sense of touch. Think of 3 things, find 3 things that you can feel. So it might be the sensation of air on your skin, it might be the sensation of air as you breathe. It might be the touch of your clothes on your skin. Possibly the contact of what you're sitting on and how you're sitting. So in regards to what you're feeling against your skin, is it rough or is it smooth? Are you warm? What's your body temperature like? Is it warm? Or is it cool? Maybe you're aware of the hair on the back of your neck. Your hands resting, however they're resting, on your legs. Sensation of your hands on your legs or your lap. Three things to feel. And now moving on to smell, sense. We're picking 2 things that you can smell right now. Really refine, taking those deep breaths. What can you smell? It might be that you have some room fragrance, some flowers, or some hints of kitchen aroma. It might be the smell of linen. You might be able to smell your clothes. Just a scent of the air that you're breathing. If there's a window open, can you smell anything from outside? What does it smell like? Does it smell fresh, pleasant? Is it pungent? Does it have many layers to that smell? Sometimes the smell that you breathe in initially sometimes changes as you take a deeper breath. Now finally moving on to taste. So identify one thing that you can taste. So it might just be something as simple as like toothpaste in your mouth, or coffee or tea. You might not be able to pinpoint a specific taste, label for that taste, but it might just be sweet or sour or savoury, bitter, or blend. Or maybe that taste might invoke a specific word or a colour. Just one thing, just really refining that sense now down into one thing that you can taste. And then begin to let go of your five senses. And now just focus on your breath, watching your breath come and go. Almost like riding a wave. Observing how effortless the breath has become. And just allow any thoughts to just pass through. And if you find that they should become distracting or they start to escalate, come back and watch your breath, be interested in your breath. And what quality does your breath have? Are you feeling the breath in your nose? Are you feeling your breath in the back of your throat? Or are you feeling your breath in your belly? Just noticing the stillness of mind here. And just sitting for a few more moments longer. And now perhaps starting to breathe in. Know that you're breathing in. Breathe out to know that you're breathing out. And maybe remind yourself as each breath comes and goes. And then just to close this meditation, I'm just going to read this piece by Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I notice that my in-breath has become deeper. And breathing out, I notice that my out-breath has become slower. Breathing in, I calm myself. Breathing out, I feel at ease. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. And breathing out, I feel this is a wonderful moment. And slowly, in your own time, begin to deepen your breath. Maybe with your eyes still closed, just gently maybe move your fingers and turn your head from side to side, just rolling through the head. Almost like awakening. And then maybe taking your hands behind you and just free up your legs from however you're sitting. And open your eyes when you're ready and welcome back. Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you feeling? Does anybody want to share anything? You absolutely don't have to, but if you would like to, then by all means, you're not on mute, so you're free to share if you want to. Any noticings?
Feel much calmer.
Yeah, definitely feel calmer.
I mean, we spent a while doing that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll send you the recording of this as well. So if you want to do it on your own or get your family on board with it, you can. But you know, just the journey through the senses is really calming and really grounding, and it's a really useful tool. You know, for times of any heightened state, let's say. I don't want to use the A word. ban the A word and ban the C word. So yeah, but it is a pretty useful tool to do, actually.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll send you around the link of the timer and how to set it up if you're. So I use Insight Timer on my phone. It's free. It's a free app. I don't know, some of you might already have it, but it's very good. And you can set up your little timer. So I've just set like a 3-minute timer here with those 6-second intervals there. So I'll send you around that as well.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Lou. I'm so chilled
you.
now.
Good.
I'm so chilled now.
Well done. Wonderful. Thank you, girls.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thanks.
A wonderful day. I've got a newsletter coming round later, different pricing structure to make it better for everybody.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, darling.
If you're short on loo rolls, I've just come from Tesco Express and they've got loads in there.
Actually, do you know what? There's one thing I'm not short of. I'm short of bloody flour.
They've got flour in there too.
Have they? What sort?
Self-rising and plain, and they've got the pre-mixed bread flour as well.
Have they? Right, I'm going
Yes, the only thing they haven't got at the moment is soap.
Yeah, I've got soap. I have some soap. If anybody wants soap, if anybody's desperate for soap.
We're not desperate for it, but
Anybody?
they're pretty well stocked, Lou. So I thought I'd just tell you.
Okay.
Does anybody know if Hilliers Farm Shop is open or are they closed totally?
I passed yesterday. I think it is, but I tell you what, I got yesterday, and it was bloody brilliant. Actually, I got the grocery boxes from Crates.
Ah, okay.
Lovely, really lovely.
Like we needed to make some bread and we needed flour, and I just wondered if.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah. All right then.
All right,
Thank you, Lou.
bye.
Welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Oh, it
you.
was very uplifting.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too,
Bye.
Lou.